Okay. It has been a couple weeks, but I think last we were exploring more of the gardens. You're not actually super far in, but you've got a couple of different directions ahead of you.
If I remember right, which is debatable. Uh, just look at the map. I'm thinking we're thinking of going to the stone couch room on the basis that both the room with the faces and the vines and the really well tended garden wigged us out for different reasons.
Yes, the vine faces were kind of moving around, and it seems like the garden, though well tended, is perhaps occupied or something.
Yeah, and some memory of the faces in those vines being the same as that woman in the tree or something like that.
Zamia Torn, who was one of the sisters who had died, and you found her body without a soul elsewhere in the gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. Let's go with the couch.
Yeah, it's probably the least useful direction, but it's probably the most immediately safe,
Okay.
relatively speaking.
There are two closed doors inside this room, as well as a couch kind of just sitting there. It's got a little bit of extra carvings into it to make it look a little bit more fancy than kind of just lumps of stone. There's actually less vines here than most of the other rooms you've been in this instance.
Does it look like somebody's been here recently?
Um, you can make a survival check.
Survival. Oh, there you are. There we go. So that's a 14.
You see a couple tracks in the floor is a lot easier to read here because there's not as many vines. A lot are kind of centered around the couch, but it looked like there's about an even number of footsteps into and out of the room, mostly from the top left. There's not a lot of footsteps going to the two doors.
But there are some.
Maybe like one set each.
Okay.
And you can these footsteps or these tracks are probably several hours old. They're not like fresh. But they've been here recently.
Okay. I'm gonna tell the others that info.
All right. I wonder. I remember. And this is kind of half in character. I remember up with See Me No More. See, this area was kind of a self-contained living suite. I wonder if this is the same sort of area.
Uh,
I mean, I don't
but
know what
his area had like more stuff.
Yes, I mean, we've only seen a couple of rooms, but just to throw you an idea. I want to, out of pure curiosity, go up to that stone couch and try to examine it to see if its carvings like detailed on it enough to make it look like a normal couch. Like I'm kind of curious if it somehow got turned into stone from being a normal couch.
Yes. What kind of check are you want to make for that?
I'm basically just looking to see if it's carved in detail enough where that would be feasible.
Okay. Roll perception for fun. Okay, you get the sense that this was more carved out of a block of stone rather than transformed into stone through petrification. However, you do notice among the carvings that are made to make it look more real, there are also arcane runes.
All right, I'll notice that kind of double check. Just like, wait, are those actually? Yeah, and then call over my shoulder. Hey, wizard, come over here and take a look at these.
Morgan?
Yeah.
You see before you a couch carved out of stone, and it appears to have some arcane runes that have been carved into it. And
Ooh. Ooh. Can I read the runes?
you can try to get a guess of how they are intended to work by making an Arcana check.
How's it 15?
This is kind of a different area of magic than what you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
This is magic designed for pleasure.
Huh.
Oh, so this is a sexy couch.
I was choosing to believe that it meant that was just very pleasurably comfy.
Yeah, no, I got the complete opposite of that.
Oh yeah, I'm aware that's probably what it is. I'm just choosing to believe otherwise.
how can you not sit on the couch now?
Knowing that,
I sit down on the couch.
It is a lot more comfortable than you would expect out of a stone cushion. You kind of just like melt back into it and lean back.
Like, am I like literally melting into it? Like,
No, not from anyone else's perspective. It's
it
just
just feels
nice,
really nice,
comfortable, relaxing.
Awesome.
So since Morgan is probably very clearly comfortable, I'm going to kind of lean forward and poke at it and examine where he's sitting to see if the stone is like
It's pretty solid.
okay.
Make a perception check, Morgan, please.
Sure. Three.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say that didn't succeed.
You get kind of like a, probably coming from your own vile subconscious, you kind of just hear like a ghastly grunting.
No, it's probably nothing. This couch is too comfortable. Okay, kind of lay down more on it, like kick my feet up.
Oh, sure.
So, while Mr. Magic Man there makes himself comfortable, I'm going to go and take a look at those doors while being very careful not to touch them. I'm going to try to stay at least a foot away from them.
How about investigation? You spend a couple minutes looking at the hinges of the doors and kind of peeking in the cracks and seeing if you see any tripwires or anything of trap-like natures, and you discover that actually both doors have some kind of trap mechanism attached to them.
Right, well, as assumed, they are trapped. I shall announce.
You should try out this couch. It's
I'm just
surprisingly
looking at.
While you're
I'm just
next,
looking at Morgan, trying to see if there's something else going on.
doesn't seem to be from your perspective.
Yeah,
while,
no, I'm just gonna be puzzled there.
while you're next to the door to the right on the east, you occasionally hear grunting and screeching sounds.
Can
But
I
pretty
tell?
soft.
Okay. Probably too soft for me to tell like what kind of species generally. Like, is that monster noises or humanoid noises?
They're not necessarily humanoid.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and relay to the others. Well, it kind of sounds like there's something beastly over that way.
doesn't matter that much. We should just take a moment to relax here.
I also believe it's been a while, so speaking of relaxing, I'm going to roll an encounter check. It says a torch goes out, but I don't know if you guys actually even have torches anymore.
I've
I
never
don't
been
think we have
carrying
any
one.
Or maybe like the light source in this room went out, or
A lot of the gardens use, I guess, lanterns, which
yeah.
aren't not affected. So I guess nothing happens at this time.
There's a bit of an unusual breeze.
Yes.
Well, well, resting isn't a terrible idea. We don't want to wait laze all the day around. And well, I don't particularly fancy intentionally triggering traps I know are there.
Now that you're aware of their existence, you would be able to attempt to disarm it or to open the door without triggering them with a sleight of hand check.
Were they kind of magical traps or more mundane?
The one to the east would be more of a... It has a mechanical trigger, but it appears to have a magical effect. And the one on the south is all mechanical.
So, while Gandalf there is lazing around, Athos will think on it a bit, kind of pace back and forth. Like, all right, if we want to try to go through these, I can try to disarm the traps or at least make them temporarily safe. It's not exactly something I've done a lot, but I might be able to manage it.
While we're laying down on the couch, can I try to get out a notebook and try to sketch some of the runes on the couch for future reference?
It wouldn't allow you to recreate the spell, but you could more easily identify similar things in the future.
But kind of try to make it so that someone else could recreate it. Would that be possible?
I'd say that would probably take maybe 30 minutes of hunting for all the runes and trying to link the order that they were carved in.
We're not going to leave this room for 30 minutes, right, guys?
I'll glance. Athos will glance over to Bugor. It's like, we don't usually hang around a room that long, but I suppose we could.
I begin the task of attempting to plot out these glyphs.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I feel this has trap all over it, but I mean, okay. I can stand watch if we stay. I mean, I can stand watch in the meantime. It's not a problem.
All right. Well, if we are going to hang around, I'll try to take a closer look at the traps to try to analyze them as much as I can before I try to disarm them. Probably the bottom one. Yeah, I'll probably focus on the bottom one.
Okay. So you spend some time acquainting yourself with that, as well as trying to find all the runes carved into the couch. I'll do an encounter check for every 10 minutes of this, so we'll do one after the first 10 minutes. And Bagor, if you are keeping watch, you notice someone coming your way.
Guys, there's someone coming. I'm gonna step back a little bit, and I'm gonna get ready just in case.
All right.
Just tell them the room's occupied.
Athos will.
Lock the door.
As Vigor says that, Athos will kind of just dart behind turn away from what he's doing and dart behind the couch. How tall is that? The couch, I mean?
It's probably as tall as you from the ground.
Yeah, so I'll just hunch down a little bit behind the couch here.
Take off your hat. I can see your hat. Take off your hat.
I don't take off my hat, I just grab it.
I
The hat
can
does
continue
not come
my
off.
research on the couch.
I'll also get out my bow just in case.
I'm gonna try to look non-threatening. I'm not gonna pull any weapons or anything yet.
The rest of you can definitely hear them as they approach. There's a cacophony of sounds as screeching monkeys and a small puppy, a rat, and a ferret are all howling and screeching. Some of them ahead and behind this man who's approaching. And you guys have fought something like this before. This man is holding in his hand an orb which is glowing, and the eyes of these mammals are all glowing similarly.
The undead thing.
The undead thing?
I don't remember it.
Yeah, there was a guy with an orb with two... I think it was undead monkeys or gorillas.
Was this in the wedding the week I wasn't there?
I think it may have been.
Because it's
Uh-oh.
not ringing any bells for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you guys know, like, a guy is coming. It's like a priest with animals. It's probably gonna be trouble. Maybe it shouldn't see us.
Is the doorway open? There's no door?
There's no door on the top left. It's just an archway.
Can
Oh yeah, sorry, go on.
with the ranger understand animals? I mean, not understand, but get a sense of their disposition animals. How well would that work through just sound alone? Would I be able to tell, like if there were natural aggressive sounds or that sort of thing, just identifying by sound?
The kind of sounds that you hear are just like panicked, worrying sounds that make you feel like they're unhappy and terrified.
Okay.
Can I use my minor illusion to make it look like the doorway disappeared and it's just a part of the wall?
I don't think you can cover enough area with that. How much can minor illusion do?
That's a good question. Let's see if that's... You dismiss it.
5 foot cube.
And the doorways are definitely taller than 5 feet.
But it's... Let's see. Okay, yeah. Oh. Is there any loose mud around?
The dirt here is pretty packed, but there's...
Okay.
I would say there's mud. It's not super moist. But kind of around now, I guess,
Yeah.
he arrives, and his...
Can I get a bark skin before anything moves from his side?
Sure.
Alright.
But I believe should Roll
Let's
initiative.
roll.
Dun dun dun.
Let's see if I get higher than a 10. Yes!
I'm going last
Oh,
in the
sweet.
party. That's unusual.
You're too slow.
Still for all them though, so still fine.
But did
Wow.
I crit my... Oh, I almost crit.
Okay, Morgan. You see the screaming animals start rushing towards you.
How big is this doorway? Is it just
The door is
okay.
about like 7 feet wide and maybe 10 feet tall.
If I stop
it's
what I'm
5 of
doing
them.
with recording the runes, would it be hard to get back to doing it?
No,
Or
not
would I-
necessarily.
Okay. So, let's see. Then, nice. I do have some level 3 slots still. How big is my movement again? 30. So let's walk over here. And I am going to charge up a lightning bolt.
Okay.
So it's 100-foot line from me. So going like this way.
Definitely.
I'm not sure which ones it's going to hit. The 5 feet wide. Could I like angle it like that?
Yeah, you can probably hit three
Like, I wanna hit-
monsters and the dude.
And the dude? Perfect. Alright. So, you know, just like static gathers all around my hands, and then I point a finger. Well, I flip my magic coin, and then I catch it. And then like when I catch it, like this lightning bolts out of it.
Oh yes, do you want to roll a d20 to see if you have a magic
Oh, I
surge?
should. Yep.
I still need to set that up for you, but
That's just I'll just do it here. Slash roll here again.
yes, or just /R.
And D20. Like that. 4. Still close.
Okay, roll your damage for your lightning.
So I think if I just do this, it should work.
Does not look like it.
No, it doesn't. Okay. So each creature in the line has to make a dex saving throw. And they take 8d6 on a failure. So 25.
Okay. What's your spell DC?
Spell saving DC, I think is 15, right? Yeah.
Okay, so he failed. He's going to use his reaction and transfer the damage from a single attack on self to target. So, as the lightning strikes him, you see the light from his orb flare, and he casts a spell, and you find yourself...
Oh, it's hitting myself?
Yes.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow.
And for the 3 mammals you hit, we've got 2 failures and 1 success.
Yep. And I believe success takes half damage.
Yes, so 2 of them are blown away. We'll just say the 2 in front.
Nice. And it's like lightning, like gets absorbed into his orb and then shot right back at me.
It is actually yet another kind of magic that you have not seen before.
Oof.
As I hear...
Sorry, I take the 425, by the way.
You just say, yeah.
Okay.
As the as Athos hears the animal creatures dying, he kind of winces. I don't particularly like that.
I am down to 7.
Oh crap!
Look, I am pretty strong, if I do say so myself.
Bagor, you see Morgan fall to one knee and then stand back up, and it's your turn to enter the battle.
Crap! I'm gonna start. I'm gonna stand in front of Morgan, and I'm gonna cast Healing Word on him. Can I cast this at a higher level? Yeah, I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that didn't really work a lot.
So I gain
11.
11. Okay.
Does that have my wisdom included?
Yeah, the 7 is 1d4 plus 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
you maxed out on that.
And I'm gonna cast Produce Flame and chuck it at the guy. This guy.
Great. Is that an attack? I think that's attack roll for you. Yes.
Yep. 24. Finally, I hit something with that spell.
This time you hit him with good damage
Nice.
too.
I'm gonna be like, please hit him. You've been doing nothing but fail, and throw it.
You should just follow the trail of light that I used to point him out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to stand in the way so that nobody hurts Morgan anymore.
Athos.
All right. First I'm gonna shift to there. Can I shoot around the corner here?
If
Do I
you
need
want
to
to
move
hit
over?
the main guy, you can see him.
All right. What is the range on Hex again? I'm pretty sure I've used it this far away, or Punter's Mark rather. 9 foot, yeah. So I'll put bonus action of that on him, and then I'll shoot him 3 times. The first shot, I think I'm going to use one of the arrows I dipped into the Hydra blood.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because this guy is causing animals pain, and I don't like that. And I think
Sorry.
since yeah, and I have advantage on my attacks as he hasn't had an action yet.
Okay.
So 26, 20, and 18.
Oh yeah, he's not wearing armor. He just has his own robes.
Ooh.
And
I have no idea what the Hydra blood, if anything, will do to him.
Yeah.
well,
It's
it definitely hurts him. He screams out, and after the first arrow hits him, he starts trying to rip it out and put his hands in the wound, but it doesn't happen. And your other 2 arrows blast into him. He doesn't seem to mind it as he kind of just collapses in the ground, and the crystal orb
And
it cracks against the stone walls as he collapses to the ground.
just so you know, I remember saying that I put some of the arrows in the Hydra blood, but apparently didn't write down how much. So at the beginning of this session, I just said 12.
Okay.
But that only hurts.
It's reasonable.
11. And then, as the 3rd arrow is in the air, I'm just gonna dart back behind the couch a little bit.
After that, the animals immediately scatter in all directions.
In all direction, or just running away from us?
Like none of them are coming towards you for sure, especially the source of that lightning sound.
You mean the lightning?
Yeah. And they all pretty much just dead sprint away. And that's probably the end of that battle.
I immediately go back to continuing my work on the couch. Like,
With
there's
your
like
hand
a
like
blood.
visibly shaking from the lightning.
Yeah, blood. There's like blood dripping down from my mouth. Like I'm crying blood from like the impact of his mouth. I get out my notebook again and start continuing my work.
As I hear the animals run away, I'll peek back out. It's like see the guy on the floor. It's like, and I'll slowly walk over to him and very viciously yank out the arrows in him. It's like, good riddance. And I stab him again in the throat with one of them for good measure.
And I'm gonna start looting him, like a good adventure will do.
I like the idea that you now just dip your arrows in anyone's blood just in case it does something.
No, this has nothing to do with dipping arrows in blood. This is about someone who was abusing animals.
I swear this is random. You find, in addition to the cracked crystal ball, a flask of a brown, like a. It's mostly see-through, but it's brown-colored liquid.
Dip your arrows in
Hey,
that.
guys! I think he's shitting on a vase.
So is it like a bottle or is it like a sphere?
It's a flask. It's about enough that if dropped and it broke, it would cover about a 5x5 foot area.
You should take a whiff of it to try and figure out what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my bag.
I'm
gonna pat Athos. Oh, okay. Here you go.
And I just want to try to see if I can figure out what it is.
What kind of test would you like to?
I mean, the only thing I'm really willing to do is look at it. I don't want to open it up or anything.
You should just dip your arrow into it. Like you do
It's
everything.
very fluid. It's not thick at all. It's pretty loose and pretty fluid. It seems to be pretty pure. There's not like chunks floating in it or anything.
All right.
Try shaking it.
No, I mean, the bottom would probably be fine, but
you should uncork it and like put a drop down somewhere. I am continuing to research the couch, by the way.
Yeah. I'll just take a look at it, may swirl around a bit, and then give it back to Bagor.
And in the meantime, I'm gonna be like, Ida's all right in the head. He just almost died and went back to writing.
Well,
maybe we should keep an eye out, just in case.
Yeah. Quietly, Bagor in return is like, yeah, it's not like we know how long he's been here. And,
True.
Well, you know what this place does.
I guess so.
When you whispering that to each other, like I'm wiping blood away to make sure it doesn't get on my notepad.
On my way over to the door to continue looking at the trap, I'll stop by the couch and cast level 1 Cure Wounds on him.
You should also add your Wisdom modifier to that.
Alright, so that's +2.
So that's 9 more. Okay. Yeah, I'm at 27. Not bad.
I did that through the spell cast, not how I have it on the attack, but whatever. And then I'll go back to not poking at the trap, but looking.
Well, you've had a pretty good look at it for now. I think you're gonna get all you can get out of it.
All right.
I'm gonna go back to set watch. Yeah, while Morgan
I'll
finishes.
kind of quietly let Vigor know I'm gonna try to disarm the trap here, so he can be ready in case for when bad things happen, and then try to disarm it.
Do you want a hand just in case? Like if you need to dodge something?
I think I'd rather you just stay out of the way in case it's a bigger area than I think it is.
All right. Then I'm gonna be casually like, "Hey, Morgan. Hello. Well, you almost died there. Fun, right?
Oh, wait.
May
I go to Bogo and say, like, okay, put your hand, like, right here, and just like, keep it there, okay? I have this, like, a hand, like, right above a rune, so, like, it makes it easier for me to, like, get perspective.
okay.
And you see, like, I am just, like, completely ignoring anything you're saying. But I go, like, okay, yes.
Yeah, so I was maybe thinking that maybe you wanted to talk about it. Are you all right there?
I'll say that you, Athos, you can open the door enough to squeeze yourself through without triggering the trap, which allows you to get a look into the next room. This room has a bed, a table, some chairs, lots of additional gardening tools like shears and other stuff. But near them, there's pretty much just a skeleton laying on the ground. There's long since not been any flesh on it. There's kind of just useless junk spread everywhere. All kinds of gardening equipment, some personal notes.
Is it an intact skeleton?
It looks like whoever it was just died and decomposed long ago.
Alright. So I'll kind of leave the door in its slightly open state, not trying to go through it, but I'll kind of say to the others, I don't think there's anything in there that's worth it. Seems to be a bedroom of some sort, but there's someone died there, but I don't really see anything of that much worth the risk of heading in there. Maybe me the same fate. If we can manage to grab stuff from outside the room, like his notes and such, that might be good. Assuming we had any way to do that.
Gonna be like, did you see an exit over there?
From your angle, yes. Actually, you would have seen one additional closed door.
Yeah, there's at least one more door in there.
If you're not feeling like it, then maybe we can check the other one before we take a choice.
Alright. I can squeeze through here just fine without... I'm confident I can get through here without setting off the trap, but the two of you I'm a little less sure on.
Are you calling me fat?
I'm calling
Okay, fair. That's That's fair. So, anyways, Morgan, since I didn't know my dads, I've always worried about myself. So, um, maybe you should start worrying about yourself a little bit.
I thought your dads were wolves.
Yeah, no, I don't think wolves can give birth to a half orc.
Are you sure?
Last time I tested, yeah.
Have you seen any other half orcs?
As I hear
A
them say this,
fair
Athos
point.
is going to kind of half open his mouth, about to ask him how he tested that, and then think better of it and just continue going towards the other door.
I mean, no, I don't think I've seen another half orc.
Then how do you know that you're half orc?
Because people keep calling me that when I'm on towns.
Maybe they've never seen a half orc before.
A fair point.
I continue writing down the enchantment on this couch.
And I'm gonna have a tiny existential crisis while I check for anyone that's coming.
And I'll start looking at the other half magic trap over here.
Okay, I will do another encounter check.
Please don't be bird people.
You hear another cacophony of animal sounds.
Oh crap. We got another one.
Alright. This time, you see Athos very deliberately turn away, get out his bow, and stand kind of at the corner of this couch. You know, just so he can take cover.
Oh.
And he's... Given how easily the other one went down, he's being a little bit more sensible and not grabbing a hide arrow.
That's... Why didn't... I look at you two and say, like, why didn't you barge the door?
You know
Do you
what?
have anything large enough to block off that open doorway with?
Before they get through the doorway, I wish to cast Mold Earth on the doorway to make it difficult terrain.
Okay.
I believe I can do that. Like, assuming this ground is like stone or dirt.
Sure.
Yep.
This is probably one of the few rooms that's not covered in enough vines to make that difficult.
How big is the doorway, would you say? Would it be like 10 feet?
Wide? No, it's closer to 5 feet wide.
5 feet wide, but like how tall?
Yeah, it's around 10 feet.
Okay.
I assume that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to be maybe in front of Morgan this time.
Sorry, Morgan's too fast.
It's been less than an hour, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I still have bark skin.
It's been like 20 minutes or so. Oh, what?
Oh crap.
Okay. Screeching in comes a monkey.
Let me get for you exactly how big my difficult terrain is. So it's just 5 feet. It's like just the doorway.
So they lose like a space of movement.
Yeah.
It'll use its action to dash and kind of just run in and just screech in your face. Athos.
All right. Since I can't see the actual target from here, I think I've got just enough movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, I think I have just enough movement to make it around to here again. Can I see him from there?
Probably not, but you can prepare action.
Alright. I assume I can't prepare both the bonus action and put a mark in him and the attack shot.
Yeah, just the attack.
Yeah, alright, I'll do that then.
Two more animals are gonna come crawling in. One is a small gorilla, and the other one is kind of a large house cat. Morgan.
Huh. There's a lot of things around me. The and they're right next to me, so I would take like some kind of disadvantage if I do like a range attack, right, or something like that.
If you make a ranged attack roll, you would have disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay. Can I?
I also would have forgot to mention last time. These are not humans. They're more of a different species of lizard people.
Okay.
The man in the robes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the man in the robes is a lizard person.
Yes.
Can I disengage from the two in front of me?
Yes.
And then I'm going to shoot this one with a firebolt.
Are you gonna quicken it to cast it? Because disengaging would be an action.
Oh, disengaging does not take up a movement action?
No. It would be an action to disengage. You can just move away and they can attack you if you want. They don't look particularly threatening, but you've already taken a couple of hits today.
Then no, that's it. I'll just back away even more then behind this couch. And I'll say, go get them.
I know this is probably not what you're actually doing, but I have an image of this really old spellcaster just jumping on the couch and jumping over behind it.
Yeah, that's what I was originally thinking. Yeah. You can do it. I say to both of you.
Okay, he peeks in the doorway, so he's got like 3/4 cover. And
so when he shows his face, that's when I'll do my ready shot.
Go for it. I believe you don't get your extra shots, you only get the one.
Yeah.
But you hit.
Alright. With min damage.
But then once he backs into cover, you'll have a little bit more difficult time hitting him next time. I guess he will throw his dagger at Bagor. With disadvantage. $15.
With bark skin, I'm on 16, so no.
Okay, so it misses.
Maybe
yes.
Melee cover bonus, I don't remember.
I don't think so. Well, maybe. But the dagger disappears behind you with a sound and reappears back in his hand.
That's a cool trick.
Ooh, I want to learn how to do that. How much is difficult terrain here?
It costs
Just a
2
single
points
square.
of movement to leave it.
Yeah.
And I think
It's in,
just
it's in
5
the
square up
doorway.
the door.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I can't reach this guy with 40 feet, right?
Is he inside the room or is he in the doorway?
He's kind of in the doorway, peeking around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say you can't get there with 40 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna yell, take care of the animals, and I'm gonna turn into a cave bear with my last wild shape and just run for it and try to hit it. Can I get to here? Or we're gonna be like more around here?
Well, if this is 35, then it would be an extra 5. So I guess you can make it. It costs your bonus action to transform, right? So you can attack.
Yeah.
But the
And
3 animals are gonna get a hit on you as you leave.
Oh,
Just 2?
okay.
I think.
Yeah, okay. It's 2 of them. But with your...
The second one makes it.
Oh, whoops. Ignore that last one.
The one with its
Yeah.
16 hits.
2 points of damage.
So, as a bear, I got 42. Oh no, I'm down to 40. And I already used the bonus action. Can I still do my multi-attack?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna bite and I'm gonna swipe at him. Yes. Yes.
With the first attack, he casts some sort of spell, and you end up feeling teeth sink into your own body, and you take the 10 damage instead. But he takes
Damn
the
it.
16.
Okay. And I'm gonna try not. I'm gonna try to be like in the way of the door, so he doesn't come in more.
Okay. He... Actually, I think he's dead.
Oh wow. Alright.
Okay.
The animals all like run into the walls and then like scatter away.
There are a lot
At
of
least-
than I expected.
At least Athos is not gonna get angry about more animals being hurt.
I mean, I wouldn't be angry per se. I understand the necessity of it. I just dislike it.
Okay, when that's done, I'm just gonna let them pass by. And I'm gonna come back licking where I felt the wound.
Right. I'll go ahead and kind of sort of follow the animals out and step carefully through this terrain, which might not actually affect me, but whatever. And A, get my dagger out and slit his throat just in case, and then B, loot him. And then C, drag him inside the room.
Does he also have a bottle on him? Also, I continue.
He
looking
has
through
a
rooms.
pouch containing about 40 gold coins of various silver and gold and platinum.
What's he have use for gold? What gold is? Isn't gold fairly meaningless in the dungeon? Sorry, in the labyrinth.
There's
I'll start explaining to him in a bear form, so he's not gonna understand.
And Athos will kind of play along with it, and occasionally he's like, "Yeah, that's right."
Yeah.
Shall we split that right away?
My character honestly doesn't care that much about gold unless it's magical.
Athos still just shrugs like, "Sure," and I'll just split half with Igor then.
Yay, more money.
And is it all right to just count that as 20 gold instead of breaking it up?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll I'll drag both of those dead bodies now down to the corner down here. Just stack them up.
Oh, I can help with that. By the way, question. It says the bear has a 13 passive wisdom. Is my
You
Is
get
my
to keep your mental
affecting that?
stats, so you have your own passive wisdom instead.
Oh, but I keep the observant thing, like the +5 to passive.
Yes.
Okay.
You should use the bear's strength and constitution and dexterity, but you use your own wisdom and your own intelligence and all
okay.
that.
Okay, got that.
And charisma, I assume, if it would
Yes,
ever
yes.
matter. And once
My amazing charisma of 8.
is the bears any better? Could you choose to use it?
Can you get a bit?
No, actually, I'm about as charismatic as a bear.
Well, I suppose intimidation is a charisma skill, and bears are fairly good at that.
Yeah, true.
Once those bodies are stacked, I'll go
His
back to the door over here and finish examining the trap and get to the same point where I'm ready to try to disarm it.
his jokes land as well as a bear's jokes do.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna be a little bit closer to the couch, but I'm still gonna set watch.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to attempt to try to disarm that door?
I'll tell the others before I just like, all right, gonna try to disarm this one. It's definitely magical, so watch out for area.
Ho ho ho!
Whoa.
Wow.
You find the little wire that had tension in it, and you manage to cut it while keeping the tension and pin it, secure it in the wall somewhere to keep the tension, and you can open that door freely. If you wish. But you still occasionally hear sounds. You don't seem to have alerted whatever it is to your presence. You were quiet enough doing this.
Alright.
You got the red wire.
As is like, all right, be careful. This may blow up any. It's already done.
I do have a trap setting kit. Would that happen to include like a tiny bit of oil for oiling hinges? Assuming the hinges are even on the door, or even on this side.
Sure.
Yeah. So
If not, you can use the poop jar that I got.
I have listed flasks of oil, but The only time I've used those was for hydrofire, so I'd like to keep them if I can.
I'll say you pull this out and it's just a little bit different from from fire making oil.
Yeah.
It's a little clear. It's a little brown.
Yeah, and I'll just try to grease the hinges a little bit, and then gently, very ever so slightly, crack the door open to peek through. Do you want me to roll stealth on it?
Yes, if you're trying to be quiet.
Nice.
Kind of wish I had advantage on that one.
It appears to be kind of small, like a small dog-sized tusked pig. It's got a humanoid face besides its pig-like body with its tusks and its horns. And it's kind of digging into the ground looking for something.
Alright, I'm gonna... Actually, before I do anything, since I have greater favorite enemy aberration, would I be able to tell if it was immediately? I mean, it's probably just some
For
sort of
aberrations, I believe this
I-
would be more of a monstrosity kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Alright. I probably should have actually double checked exactly what aberrations were before I chose it, but whatever. Alright. I'll very quietly close the door, turn to the others and say, nope.
Kind of looks like aberrations is anything with tentacles, like illithids, bumblebears, mind flayers.
Okay.
Octopuses, squids.
Anything Cthulhu-ish.
I like to think that the canon in this world now is that squids are aberrations.
Oh no, a lobster. Watch out, an aberration.
Yeah. So first thing I say is nope, but then I'll actually go and describe to the others what it was. And I guess nature to try to know what it was. Not that I'm trained in it.
You can at least describe it.
Yeah. I'm definitely describing it to the others.
Definitely pig-like, but twisted and made weird, just like pretty much everything in the maze is.
So not that uncommon.
It can be common, but it doesn't make it stop being weird.
Yeah, it may be the rule here, but creepy.
I probably... While I was looking, I probably should have tried to get its, like, basic do my figure it out thing, but I'm not going to ask for it retroactively. So we know what's down that door. Probably not, since I only opened the door a crack, but did I happen to see a door on the other?
Do you want to roll a retroactive perception?
Alright.
You did not see a door.
Yeah, I'll tell the others that. Like, I didn't see another way out there, but, I was only looking through a tiny bit. So.
I continue to write down these runes on this couch.
And then to Bugor. Well, I suppose that we have until he's done, and to figure out where we want to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna nod and I'm gonna point at this door.
All right.
Are you staying a bear?
Yeah, for now.
He's bearing with it.
Since I, at least partially disarmed the trap and was examining it for a while, do I at least know what kind of trap it is?
It was going to trigger something underneath the ground.
All right. Can I see about what kind of area it was, or is that actually underneath the ground and impossible to see?
You don't see any difference in patterns on the ground around here, so you probably wouldn't know.
All right. Are there vines like near the door here? Like, could I climb up a little bit and then open the door?
They're kind of on the wall, but not really enough to climb. If you had, like, do you still have pitons?
Yes, I do.
You could attempt to drive those into the wall and be up high enough.
Other option. I assume there's some sort of door handle on it.
Yes.
All right, I'm just going to prep a rope that goes from like here to there and have it ready to tie onto the door handle, but not actually tie it yet. That way, and I'll tell the others, like, this way when we want to open it, we can yank it open from over there.
Okay.
So, I mean, since got the prep time, and I have 200 feet of rope, might as well put it to use.
Bagor, while you're standing next to that door,
All right.
from next to it, you hear a small voice. It says, "Hey, I know where your parents are."
What? I'm gonna turn around, try to look for that voice.
You don't see anything, just walls and a door.
I'm gonna come closer to the door and try to listen.
You hear a snort.
I'm gonna flip a coin. Give me 1 second.
R1D2.
Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm gonna enter the door.
I imagine I'm still setting up the rope while he's doing this, so I'm like half not noticing.
All right. Okay. Let me double check a couple things here.
Are we rolling initiative?
Probably. But I need
Crap.
to see a couple stats here. Alright, so this is a very tiny little piggy. It's even tinier than the little token. It's about 1 foot tall.
Oh, isn't he cute? Do I get a sense? Do I hear the voice again?
Nonetheless, you see him drooling and licking its lips.
Ooh,
And
I don't like that.
he charges at you.
All right. What do I do?
I guess let me just roll initiative for it to see how slow it is. Okay, well.
Do you want me to roll it again?
Yes.
Okay. About the same.
So it starts lurching at you, and you have the chance to act first.
Is there a way that I can try to stop it? Like, not attack it, but stop it? Like, hold it in
You
place?
can try to grapple it, but it can still probably find a way to bite you.
Are you still a bear?
Yeah, I'm still a bear.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grapple while I figure out what's going on.
Okay, I think roll an attack first.
It's like 1d20
Just click on one of your
alone, or
attacks. And if that hits,
Okay.
then you succeed on the grapple or something like that.
that is 17.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to hold it in place and try to look around to see if I find the voice or if I find anything else. And after that, in my next turn, if he attacks me, I'm gonna hit him.
Okay, you succeeded the grapple.
Yes.
So you're kind of wrapping this tiny little pig with your big paws,
I'm back.
and then it tries to reach around and bite you as weakly as it can.
Oh yeah, that hits.
You take 3 points of damage as it kind of bites one of your toes.
Ow. I don't see anyone else but the pig, right?
Right.
Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna attack it. Bite and claw.
Are you wrestling a hog?
It's dead.
Possibly.
It's very dead.
It's very dead. Okay. I'm gonna come back and pretend that nothing happened.
You guys all know that something happened.
Yeah, the subtleties of bear to pig combat were not lost on you.
Some pig blood still on your mouth.
Probably.
Well, I mean, you could have swallowed the whole thing whole, probably.
Damn. No, I'm not that vicious. No.
Yeah. So while I heard the fighting going on, so I kind of dropped the rope and turned, and then I see Vigor Bear coming back, like with the blood all over his muzzle. It's like kind of it visibly slumps his shoulders and sighs, like, "Why? You were the one who wanted to go the other way."
Last encounter check for the nothing happens, and eventually Morgan
Nice.
has collected as many notes as he's going to collect on the enchantment that is on this couch.
The comfy enchantment.
Well, I guess if you cleared that room, we may as well look around it. So I'll go back over to this door and properly look around.
I pretend that I don't know what he's talking about.
I get up from doing the notes and I see there's a bunch of like blood on your in your mouth.
You actually do not find much here. The ground has been dug into. There's scrapes on the walls. This thing was trying to get out for a long time.
Any other passageways? Doors?
No, there's no other doorways.
All right. So after looking around there for a minute or two,
actually, why don't you roll perception in addition? There's scrapes that you can kind of infer from its horns, and there's similar scrapes higher on the walls, some like even well above your head. But they seem to be almost the same, pretty much the same.
even the same size.
Bigger, but seem to be scratched the same material.
All right. Yeah. So after looking around the room, I'll kind of kneel, crouch down near the Orkine and just kind of try to remember what size it was when I saw it. Because my impressions from what you told me earlier, which might be player error, was that it was fairly sizable.
It was. You were pretty sure it used to be at least like a little bit bigger.
You got scared of a tiny pig.
Yeah, well, pig human thing that was definitely bigger.
Anyways, I just walk in and pretend I'm surprised at the pig.
At this
Pull out
behind
your
him,
hands.
still on this side of the door again. Just turns around and gives him a look that he probably doesn't see because he's facing the other way.
But all right, so there was no way out on that room, right?
Right.
All right. Well, I guess at least you guessed the right way to go the first time, Ugor. Right, let's get ready to trigger the trap. And then you guys wait over by the entrance in relative safety. I'll go prep the final. And then I'll kind of shivvy them that way and then go here and attach the rope to the door handle. Then head on up to the entry to myself.
I'm gonna stand in front of both of them in case something shoots out.
Yeah, I'm actually going to back up and just kind of almost just like step around the corner with my head poking out with my hands on the rope, ready to yank it open.
Oh, I dismissed the difficult terrain, by the way.
Okay. Are you ready to open the door?
If everyone's where they want to be when the door opens, yes.
I'm behind you.
Yep.
Right, I will try to yank the rope to open the door.
spikes come out of the ground straight up, like 6 feet tall out of the ground, all over, and then slowly click as they slowly start coming back down into the ground.
But the door's now still staying open, though.
Yes.
Right. And that is what a little bit of paranoia saves you from. And then I'll just start rolling up the rope again, and it's like maybe there's enough room for me between the spikes, maybe not while they're still up, but then I'll just gather it up, get it off the door again, and actually, because of said limited amount of paranoia, I'm going to see if there's anything I can use. I have an iron pot for some reason. I'm going to use that as a doorstop.
I mean, why wouldn't you have it?
No, never mind. I'm just going to use one of my old short swords that I'm not using anymore. I have 2, but because of that magic dagger, I only need 1. So I'll use that. Just lever it under the door when the door is open so it stays open.
I'm gonna walk up to them, but the whole time I'm looking this way to see if I get anyone that was talking to me before.
This next room, as you saw before, it's got a little decomposed skeleton man and beds and tables that look like they haven't been used in a very long time. As well as a closed door.
Can I check around to see if there's anything of like value over here?
There's actually like 6 inches of just like all kinds of stuff all over the floor. So it would take you a lot of time to try to look for something useful because there's just so much junk here.
I think you said something about some notes first time I looked in here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of papers scattered among everything, but there's also like leaves. So you can't just like start picking up pieces of paper. You have to sort through all that.
Let me do it. I'm a bear that doesn't know how to read.
That's an excellent reason to not let you do it.
I'm just gonna be pacing around, like pushing stuff, like just a little bit to see if I find anything, but I don't want to like spend a lot of time on it.
I'll just grab a few of the more obvious paper things.
Can I browse some of the papers, see if there's anything of interest?
Between the two of you looking at the papers, you kind of get the sense that these are just pretty basic notes of a regular gardener who was tending to a garden. And then his garden got absorbed into some other place.
Is this the other place?
I'm assuming the maze that we're in is the other place, and this was a mundane garden that got pulled in. That's what
Looks
I'm
like
thinking.
he made a bed of flowers and laid on it. Yeah. Of course, I say all of that as a bear.
That makes it even better.
So the only one laughing is me, probably.
Well, I think I get enough of it that I can tell it's supposed to be a joke of some sort, but I don't know what any of the actual words are.
I just make the face when you tell a really bad joke, like eh.
As a bear.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you'd like to find here? A lot of this is gardening equipment, shears, and different like burlap bags of various different things.
Alright, you said
The,
burlap bag's already empty.
There's definitely a couple.
I'll grab a couple of them. In case
Any
a bag
seeds?
ever comes in handy.
I'm just looking around. I'm not checking for anything specific.
And since you said there's some gardening tools laying around, I'm gonna grab some like small hand spades and stuff that I can basically use as doorstops. And I'll go ahead and replace the short sword out there with one of them. Or trowels, or however you want.
Yeah, sure.
And you said the door was closed, right?
Yes.
Alright. So what kind of door handle would it be? Like, could I put a rope on it and then open it with that? Or would I have to turn the knob first?
Yeah, you'd have to turn the knob. Your previous experience with the other door, you were able to get it partially open, which is what allowed you to.
What kind of door is this? Is it wooden?
Yes.
So, I see Atlas like fiddling around, like preparing his rope for it, and I would like to just shoot a firebolt at it. I believe firebolt can make things that are flammable go up, right?
I don't actually think so.
You hold up. Hit. A
You can
flammable
still
object hit by
probably
the spell
break it.
ignites if it isn't being worn or carried.
Alright. When I see him do this, I immediately dive to the side.
So, yeah, apparently I can do it with firebolt. Assuming that the door is flammable.
Yeah, it definitely has an effect, and it starts burning. It would take just a couple more casts, but you can definitely do it. And the vines on the wall and around the floor kind of wilt and start moving away from the fire.
Oh no, I'm gonna be looking around to see if any of that comes here, like to attack. If they're moving, I'm checking around.
I shoot the firebolts and finger guns. And I also do. I say the pewing sound, even though the flames are all making their own sound.
Yeah, I was like here or something when he started to cast it, and I immediately like dived over here.
We are clearly professionals that should be doing this exploration.
Right. I shoot the door with a couple more firebolts. Has it burned down enough to collapse?
Yes. In the meantime, it also produces a cloud of gas.
Oh.
Like smoke gas, or this was a trap gas?
It is a drooling, yellowish, toxic-looking color.
That sounds like this was a trap gas to me.
Can I attempt to butt up the gas with more fireballs?
It does not. You can attempt, but it does not appear to flammable. And it
Aw.
lasts for about a minute before it dissipates.
Okay.
Can I see what it's doing to the vines it's near?
They don't seem to be too affected by it.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna try to stay out of the range it was and look through the door first.
This looks like it was at some point a storage room. It's pretty large. Almost all of these bottles are broken, empty. But there's a lot of bottles in here. And a couple of them appear to have some sort of liquid in them. But the whole room is completely filled with bottles.
Is there any way I can identify stuff by smell over here?
The smell that kind of just comes off when he opens the room wrinkles your bare nose. It is not a good smell.
I assume that since you mentioned broken bottles, the floor is covered in broken glass.
Not completely covered, but it's definitely pretty prevalent.
I just had a nasty idea. How big were those burlap bags?
Maybe like I don't know how I would describe that, but they're like 10-pound bags. If they were
Alright.
full of
So,
dirt.
yeah. Alright. Well, I'm going to first hold my breath as I go through the previously gassed area. But I'm going to grab one of those burlap bags and go into the room and start trying to use it to put a bunch of broken glass into the burlap bag.
Okay, you can. That is definitely something that's easy to do in this exact circumstance.
Yeah, then I'll like knot off the top of the bag so it's closed and dump it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
And then I'll say to the others, there, who needs caltrops when you have broken glass?
Do I still have a bag as a bear, or do I have to shift back to try and put some bottles in that?
I guess you'd have to shift back. Usually when you transform, you allow all your stuff to transform with you.
I want some of those bottles, but no, I'm gonna stay as a bear.
There, you do see inside of there. There are, looks like you can see 2 intact bottles with some kind of black bubbling liquid inside them.
I'm sorry, once more? I kind of lost you.
There are 2 intact bottles in there that have some kind of black bubbling liquid inside of them.
I'm gonna grab one of those with my mouth and give it to Athos to hold. while I turn back.
Alright. I'll take it from him, and then I'll see the other one, and to prevent him from trying to grab that one with bare jaws, I'll grab it.
I was a 7-foot tall orc. I don't think you can put it in a place I can't reach.
I mean, I just want to grab it and put it in the bag, holding, so you don't try to do it as a bear.
He doesn't want all that bear slobber on his hands.
I'm more worried
Probably.
about it breaking in his mouth, really.
I am a delicate bear. I have
Unless
a
you want to
dexterity of
try
10.
to identify those now, you can just mark them as jars from room 32. And there are no other exits in that room.
Have we inspected the dead body?
It appears to be just a standard skeleton. Its clothes or whatever it was wearing is long since rotted away.
Since I forgot to actually write it down until now, the liquid we got like from the first random encounter there, that was like a clear reddish liquid, right?
It's actually very similar to the lubricant that you used from your trap set.
All right.
I'm gonna go get some water, so I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Our two remaining choices are the garden and the phase vines then, right?
Yep.
Or do we want to go a little bit
Go
more
around
back?
somewhere.
But the other places we haven't explored are really far away.
There's at least one unseen passage at the chest room, which isn't too far. It's actually only like 4 rooms away.
That could be a choice. I mean, knowing the group, I'm pretty sure if we go through the phase vines, we're probably gonna release the lich.
The
Well, we
lich.
don't have leaf.
True. We still need to go to the lizards, so maybe there's a way down here.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that this way there's a passageway up there. Or at least the other side of Elfredred that we never saw.
So you go back up here for now. Why do you think? Oh, actually, oh no. So you guys realize after you were all pretty distracted by the burning of the door, the smoke, and the looking at the bottles. Where there once was a doorway that, we'll say, the door opened outwards like this. And but you no longer see a doorway. You see a wall of leaves.
Huh.
Where there used to be an open doorway.
Huh.
Would you look at that?
Oh. I expect
Can
the
I
door
do?
being
Can I do
closed.
like a nature check to see if those are poisonous or something like that?
They do not appear to be like poison ivy. They just look to be leaves from the vines that are all around that have decayed and fallen off a while ago.
Hmm. But they're like in a pile, or they're actually blocking the door?
They're like in a pile all the way up to the top of the door, so you can't see into the room anymore.
I'm gonna look up to see if the roof is still where it was.
It doesn't appear like it's moved.
Alright. There's no suspicious holes in it or something that the leaves might have fallen out of.
So it's like these leaves like completely blocking the door.
Yes.
Right. You know what they say, like when you're faced with a problem, right? Solve it with fire.
I just push him aside. I'm gonna stop that.
Is the
Just
pile of leaves
bump into him.
in the room we're in now or on the other side blocking it?
Looks like they came from the other side, from the sofa room.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna try to push them away.
I mean, they're leaves. They crunch and they get out of your way.
No beholder jumps out of them.
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna make a way through, and I'm gonna try to pass.
You punch through pretty quickly, and you stumble into a pair of Oku, quickly trying to put their pants back on and scramble out of the room.
Oh!
What's a Oku?
One of the bird people.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
I'm gonna try something crazy. Can I try to reach one of them and like lock him on the floor?
You are faster
Like,
than
jump on
them as a bear, so
You're missing the point, man.
sure.
These leaves on the door, they're basically a sock. They're the sock on the door, man.
I don't understand those social graces.
Yeah. I mean, I guess through the hole in the leaves that Bagor made, I kind of get a glimpse of this. It's like, I'll turn to Morgan and say, suddenly, this is looking a lot less sinister.
I'm just gonna jump on one of them and keep him there.
He's just like screaming and then like realizing he should stop screaming and say caw instead.
Is he acting dead? Is he playing dead?
Get help, Ka! Go get help, Ka!
I yell through the doorway. You're meant to play dead when a bear is attacking you.
It looks like he has no idea what kind of creature this massive thing is.
Uh,
But it is terrifying. It's got huge paws and claws and teeth.
Well, I'll come through the passage, the leaf passage as well. It's like,
I'll go
and
through.
pause for a moment. It's like, well, I guess the sound of Oku crying out is a very good indicator that's time to go somewhere else.
Okay, I
Why is it not eating me, Ka?
Why
I
would
just
it?
look at him.
Yeah, as I pass by to the open doorway, I'll just turn my head and look down at him, which is an unusual experience, admittedly, and say, why would he eat you? And just keep going. Fully expecting that since these individuals are easily confused at the best of times.
When everybody passes to the next room, I just lick his face and move on.
He freezes. He has no idea what's going on.
Right, so I will narrow down the choices, then one of you will veto one of the choices. I will
Okay.
narrow it down to either that way or that way, and point to the two that we've already narrowed it down
I
to.
take that way.
Which way was that?
The first one.
I probably would have pointed to the garden first, because that's where we just came out of. So I would have pointed to the left first and then forward.
I point this way.
All right, that way it is. And I'll start walking towards the vines.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to come in first, since I got like the buff. I'm gonna try to come in first if anything jumps.
All right. I'll, Athos thinks about saying something cautioning, but decides against it. Bagor's heard enough of that already. He hopes.
I mean, I got an average intelligence. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't.
I mean, I think it would be more of a wisdom thing, which I think your wisdom is actually higher than mine, technically.
Yeah, that's true.
You see a closed door with no handles, but this room is completely filled with vines, and they're all twisting and gathering together to form faces. Beautiful faces of the woman whose body you've seen. Well, Morgan hasn't seen it, but they're pretty attractive, human-like face. And their faces are moving directly towards your faces.
Alright. I'll step in behind Bagor, see the faces, then see the door with no apparent way through it, then promptly turn around. I was like, well, I guess we're going the other way.
Are you, Bagor, are you walking on all fours, or are you standing up?
No, I'm walking on all fours.
So these faces are trying to kiss you.
Oh,
Are you, like, backing away from them?
yeah, I'm not gonna let them do that.
Okay, well, behind you, Athos backs out of the room.
Mm, okay, I'm gonna follow him.
Hmm.
That was
And now that
weird.
I'm out of the room, I'll actually a bit more calmly say, well, that didn't look like it had an easy way through it, and I didn't fancy spending a lot of time there trying to figure it out.
Hmm. I guess I start walking the other way then.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another one of a larger room.
Yeah, and as we start going towards it, Athos is just gonna start saying a litany of things not to do in someone else's garden, starting with to stay on the path, don't damage any of the flowers, and don't, etc., etc. Mostly directed at Morgan, but also a little bit towards the bear.
The lawn here looks pretty maintained. And as you get close to the room, walking carefully on the grass, you see an extremely large earthworm that is probably like 3 feet tall and 15 feet long. And it hears you approach and says, "Why, hello there."
I wave.
I'll also even say, hello. Is this your garden?
Yes, this is my garden.
It looks very
Somehow
nice.
we managed to out weird the the sorcerer that was just making runes while bleeding.
This garden looks nice. I haven't seen a garden looking this nice since I left my village.
Well, I do what I can, but it's hard without arms. I think you call those arms. Hands? I read about hands a lot.
I'll use my left hand to point at my other arms. Like this part is usually called the arm, and the hand here is at the end of it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Do you know what's at the other through your garden here through those doors?
I wouldn't open those doors.
Oh, unpleasant things behind them.
Well, I don't actually know, but I do know that if you touch them, you see those yellow pustule thingies on the doors? Yeah, those kind of explode and make a lot of noise.
Ah, that sounds unpleasant. Do they bother you if you actually accidentally like brush up against them or something?
I try to stay away from them. They attract a lot of unnecessary attention.
Understandable.
I'm gonna ask him about the faces. I don't know if he's gonna understand.
The faces. I don't understand.
The vines with women faces.
I'm probably just like, trying to act as interpreter for him.
Oh, right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just making signs pointing at my face and to the flowers or grass or whatever.
Well, the plant life here grows exponentially. I'd never seen anything like it. Well, I guess that makes a lot of sense because I guess I was born here, but um, something just causes plants here to just go crazy.
Hmm. Besides the worm, is there anything else around here that would freak me out? Like maybe orchid man or orchids in general.
No, it doesn't look like it. There's books which you can't see kind of what they're about, but they're colorful, and there's the like pulsating masses on the doors, which are probably something to be alarmed about.
Okay, let's go with that. I'm gonna point at those.
Oh yeah, you stay away from those. For your own good.
I'm just gonna turn and look to Athos. That's all I'm doing.
What is that creature? I've never seen anything like that before.
This is actually my friend Rigor. He can turn into animals. This one's called a bear.
They're fierce. They kill on sight. You're lucky he's not hungry.
Can he turn into whatever I am?
Can he?
I'll trust. I'm not actually sure.
Right now, I don't have more, but I don't know if I can turn into that. Would I know if that's within my power?
You could probably turn into a normal sized one.
Yeah, but that. I'm just gonna say no. I'm just gonna shake my head.
I don't know why I got so big. I just remember getting bigger and bigger and just keep eating and eating.
That's usually what happens when you keep eating and eating.
Well, I'm so hungry. Luckily, there's enough roots from the plants and all that and it just keeps growing, so I just keep eating.
That's a good life.
Do you stay in this room?
Well, I don't really, I like to more explore in the mind and read books. Learn about places that are not here.
So you just eat the food in here?
Oh yeah, plants. Just plants. Definitely plants.
Do I see any edible plants by here? for humans.
When he said that, just plants, can I try to sense motive on that?
Sure, roll insight.
Nice.
That
They-
seems to be a lie. He's
Alright.
definitely. Maybe he's a little uncomfortable with that fact, but it doesn't seem to be true. Yeah, just plants.
Alright. Well, we, we won't bother you anymore.
Okay.
Please, might come back around some point. We're exploring this place and never know where you end up.
Is that the truth?
Goodbye.
I wave goodbye.
My name is Germander, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Germander.
Germanderlander.
Yeah. And then once we're safely out of the room and get out of earshot, I'll say to the others, I'm pretty sure he doesn't eat only plants. And I may have jumped to the worst conclusion that he ate people, but which is possibly a little unfair of me, but well, this place.
Hmm. I think that's all the places we have right now on this side.
Around here, yeah.
Hmm. Where will be the next one? Which one did you say was the other place we
Close.
didn't go?
The closest place is probably the chess room.
Oh yeah, we didn't go the
Yeah.
from where we found Moon Guy.
First met him, yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
kind
let's
of
go that way.
as you start to leave this room? The black statues that are wrapped in vines. The vines start moving and twisting and moving the statues. The vines start growing into arms and hands.
Run for it.
Each of you roll a d4.
One of us is, at least one of us is doing really well, and at least one of us is doing really terribly.
Who knows? Maybe the 4 is a really bad idea.
Athos, the arms reach out towards you and try to. They start like twisting into your hair, but it kind of like scratching it, and it kind of feels a little good. And the other two of you, the statues like fall over onto the ground and just like their plant vine arms grab your legs as tight as possible and like almost to the point of pain. They seem to be trying to stop you from leaving.
You see, Athos?
This isn't good.
Yeah.
Is there a way I can shake them off without attacking them?
It's kind of just a lot of layers of vines. It'd be pretty difficult to peel them off one by one. It'd be a lot easier just to cut them.
Just so we may allow to see for our actions. About where in the room would we be? Would this be like one we're
Definitely
all
past the
in?
halfway point when they realize that you're starting to leave.
Well, my first reaction is just to grab my hat and try to use it as a shield against the vine, and kind of duck down and just try to run a bit more.
I wish to take out my dagger.
Athos, the vines are also trying to like caress your eyes, and like its poor imitation of a vine face is reaching out to and like kissing your forehead. It does give you like tiny little scratches, as the vines aren't necessarily soft, but
Yeah, I kind of just duck my head down, have my hat like forward, basically, and just trying to charge through it. Which is probably not a good idea given my size, but I'm doing it at
you managed to mostly duck free, but Morgan and Begor are held pretty tight.
Yeah, I'm gonna start biting at them.
Each of you can roll an attack.
Oh, I guess I don't have a dagger. Does the adventuring kit stuff come with like a normal dagger?
Not usually, but if you have a dagger.
Oh, I have daggers. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Do I have my attack set up for daggers? No. So let's just. And then what's the modifier on a dagger attack?
Your choice of strength or dex.
So I'll go with dex. So that's going to be 17.
It'd be a d4 damage.
minus strength mod.
No, you
Minus
can
strength
add dex, so it'd be 6 damage.
Oh, okay.
Alright, dex.
I'm using finesse.
You're able to bite through pretty easily, Begor. And using your pure mass can like shove the statue off of you and continue moving. Morgan severs the vines around one of his legs and can kind of use the other one to drag the statue with him as he's cutting at the vines on the other leg.
Okay.
Yeah, once I'm like basically in safety, I'm gonna like turn around while still backing up a little bit and try to help Morgan by trying to use the broadhead arrows I've got, which I don't know what kind of arrows they are. Maybe they're broadhead, maybe they're broadhead. I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna try to use them to try to help cut the vines for him.
Okay.
By shooting them, because shooting bows solve everything according to that.
Yes. It's pretty hard to get a direct hit in the middle of everything, so your arrow kind of ends up kind of clattering against the statue's body. It doesn't do much.
Seeing that, I'm gonna try to go back to Morgan and bite them off of him. to lend a hand.
Nice.
You managed to rip the vines free with his help with the dagger. And you guys are pretty much free and clear of them now. But they're all still approaching at you.
I'm gonna grab Morgan, put him on my back, and then run.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. The next room I think is the Fallen Shadows one, so I'm gonna stay low and try to stay fairly away from him as I also run.
Okay, you guys have experienced the rotating light source a couple times. You can dodge through that.
Nice.
I don't remember whether we left the door open with the swords.
I think you guys kept the swords.
I know we put them into the.
Okay. So then I guess,
Yeah.
yeah, the door
Yeah.
would be open up there.
Yeah, I mean, I know we opened it, I just don't remember whether we left it open or took the swords back after.
No, I think we took the
left
swords
it.
back because we
Yeah,
went
we-
to the bridge and then we said like, yeah, no, we already been here.
I felt like you kept the swords. I don't know where it.
I apparently did take notes on that, so I'm not sure. I mean, just for which way we go.
Right.
I'm like, we can always peek in and roll a 1d2. If none of us remember.
It's up to you which way you guys are headed, and then we'll figure it out.
Mhm.
I think it's better to go on the sword to the sword room. I mean,
I guess
none of us use swords.
I guess it's not like we're in a rush once we're past the shadow floor stuff. So I guess we can get through either way since
Right.
we either have the swords or they're already opening.
I think they're in the bag of holding somewhere. They just might not have gotten marked.
I mean, I think what I put them in the bag of holding before we figured out what they did, and I don't remember whether we took it, unlisted it from the bag of holding it. Or
Well,
no, it was-
regardless, if you want to make it into that room, you would have to leave them inside of the 3 thrones. So is that what you guys are hoping to do?
I mean,
Doesn't matter.
I already got a sword. You don't really use those. And a sorcerer with a sword will be like a kid with scissors.
That it's dangerous if he runs.
Know that you're probably gonna start running at some point. And then it's gonna be dangerous.
Right, so you can open the sword store just fine either way. And that's just the rope bridge, and then we're in the chest room. And I think that's probably a good place to stop since
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize. Wow. We'll stop in the rope bridge because I think
Yep.
usually that's a place where people try to ambush you. So we'll see if anything happens there next time.
All right.
Okay.
Got it.
I'm heading off. See you guys.
Have a good night, all.
See you guys then.
I mean, we did spend an hour and a half in the stone couch room, so
Yeah. I mean, it was relaxing though.
I think he was the only one who ever sat down on it.
yeah. Look, this place.
Yeah,
and
I
know
didn't
magic
trust
punches
that.
Do not mix, or rather, they mix too well, and I don't experience. Anyway, I'm heading out. See y'all.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye.